Yeah. Well, once again, we will discuss about the production. So basically, as you know, consumers and producers are both are needed from the point of view functioning of the economy. We cannot say like that only production function is important. Either we cannot say only customer is important. So when we talk about the economy, so that time both parties are important. Like that, consumers as well as producer for the functioning of this economic activity. Now, in the earlier chapters, we have studied already about the consumer behavior. We have done it or consumer behavior or not it?
We have not. Consumer behavior, we have not.
We have not. Okay, not an issue. We'll discuss in the after this chapter, right? So basically, every producers they are making some use various inputs like that factor of production that is called as factor of production for the purpose of production of goods and services. The basic reason behind that producer to make some goods, to make some input for the purpose of goods and services. After the producing of any kind of goods, after the making of any kind of goods, they are going to sell into the market to the customer. Basically, production is very, very important from the point of view economic activity. Until and unless if we are not producing, till that time we are not able to sell into the market, right? So, as well as it enhances the utility of product by the changing it in the form of needed by the customers. We are producing any kind of goods as per the requirement, as per the need of customers. Suppose I am living in Kharghar city, right? And I observed one thing in the Hiran, at Hiranani side, it's a mob area, and most of the people they are going back, and because of the reason they are not getting whatever they want. So that thing was that they are expecting good quality of vada pav, right? So what I'll do, I'll analyze, I'll research of the that on that particular product, and then I'll try to open that vada pav center, which will give maximum satisfaction to the customer. Example, I had given a simple example about the vada pav center. We'll see second example. Another, leather is less used in its raw form until it is transformed into the some desirable products like shoes, bags, jacket, etc. See, this is another example. It's a different example. Whatever I had given example, it was the different example, and this is also a different example. I had market research, and after that I opened vada pav center. Am I right? But in this case, you have a raw material as a leather, right? Until and unless I am
Yeah.
not manufacturing, until and unless you are not manufacturing any kind of goods like that, shoes, bags, jackets, wallets, right? Till that time, no one will ask you about the leather products. It means what? Few raw materials are different, and few raw materials, few things are different. We cannot compare with each other. But at the end of the day, at the end of point, what is required? Customer satisfaction is required. Customer need is required. Now, the term production in economics cover much wider range of activities than its everyday uses. See, if you talk about the production concept from the point of view economic, it's a wider concept, a wider range. So it is totally wider than the day-to-day activities also. Now, if you see economics, it means what from the point of view, what is the meaning of production from the point of view economics? See, basically, basically, production means any process that converts a commodity or commodities into different commodities. It is a process. It is a process which converts what commodity into different commodity. It means what? Transformation of inputs into output. Simple example. If you want to remember the definition of the production, what is the meaning of production, then you can keep in mind simplest definition, that is called as production refers to the transformation of inputs into the output. That is a simple definition. Example, manufacture shoes. We need a variety, various inputs like leather, nails, land, labor, capital, service of intermediate, etc. If you talk about the manufacturer shoes company, so what are the things required? First of all, inputs like leather. Leather is required. Nails, land, labor, capital, and services. These are the important things from the point of view, manufacturer point of view. So it was the concept, it was the definition of production. I hope you understood the definition of the production.
Yes.
It is a process that converts a commodity into different commodity. Like that, raw material of leather converted into bags, leather shoes, wallets, right, etc. That is called as production. Now, let's discuss about the production function, how it works in industry and how it's important from the point of view economics. Basically, production function, there exists some relationship between inputs and outputs. It is a relationship of input and outputs of a firm. When you talk about the production, when you talk about the production function, you need to think input and output of the firm. In economics, such a relationship is known as a production function. Production function is an expression of the technological relations between physical inputs and output of goods. That is called as production function. Just keep in mind 2 to 3 words. What? First of all, you need to keep in mind it is a function, right? Technical relationship is there between physical inputs and output of goods. Physical goods, it means what? Raw material. And output, it means what? That goods is ready to dispatch. And that goods is ready to consume. Right? Where OX is equal to output of commodity, now X stand, that is called as X. Now F is equal to functional relationship, and I1, I2 is equal to inputs needed for output. Now some examples are given there about the production function. Let's discuss one by one. Suppose a firm manufactures chairs with the help of 2 inputs, say labor and capital. Basically, for the manufacturing of anything, 2 things are required. Labor and capital. These are the most important things from the point of view manufacture. Then production function can be written as a O chairs is equal to F, it is called as capital, LK, that is you can denote with the LK, right? So it is the denominations you can keep in mind only. It is not a important concept. K stands for capital and L stands for land. So how to denote? O stands for chairs and F stands for labor plus capital. Labor plus capital. So now again, production function defines the maximum chair which can be produced with the given capital and labor input. What is the meaning of production function? See, how to produce maximum chairs, right, with the help of given capital. Suppose if your dad has given to you 1,000 rupees and they said you can go and make it your chairs, right? So what you will do? You will try to do manufacture maximum chairs out of the this capital. If production function is expressed as 250 is equal to 7 lakhs and 2K, right? It means 7 units of labor and 2 units of capital can be produced maximum 250 chairs. Right? So it means what? They can manufacture maximum chairs. So again, let's discuss about more about the production function. See, the production function specifies either the maximum output that can be produced with the given inputs. The simple definition, once again, we are repeating that production function, it is specifies either the maximum output can be produced with the help of given inputs, or the minimum quantity of inputs needed to produce a given level of output. It means whatever you are having available resources, from that resources, you can utilize, you can produce maximum inputs, outputs. So, which will help you get maximum profitability. That is the process, that is the function of production function. Another function is that it establishes a relationship between inputs and output, which is a technical in nature. There is no output, there is no input. There is no input, there is no output. So both are things, technically depend upon each other. If you are manufacturing umbrellas, every day thousands of quantity, but your winter, rainy season has gone, then there is no demand, there is no output for your product. So it is the technical correlationship between input and output. If demand is there, then you can produce with the help of input and then convert into the output. But there is no need for your product, there is no output, then there is no input. So production function is not economical in nature. If you talk about the production function, it is not economical nature. Maybe this question will be asked in the objective type. As you do not consider the value of inputs and output. Let's see how. A production function is always defined with the respect to given technology. Production function is related to the technology, because if there is no improvement in the technique of production, then increase of output can be obtained with the same physical inputs. See, nowadays there are n number of companies, there are n number of factories are there into the market. They are manufacturing each and everything in bulk quantity. But was the same scenario was happened in the earlier decades? Not possible. In the earlier decades, whatever they are manufacturing, they need a minimum manpower. But nowadays, with the help of technology, without having manpower, they can manufacture any kind of things, whatever they require, and whenever they require. Now then, production function include only technically efficient method of production, as no relation entrepreneur will use inefficient method. Basically, in the production function, it considers only technically efficiency. There is no use for the entrepreneur. It is study about the relationship between the input and output. That's it. Right? A production function is expressed with the reference to a particular period of time, as well as it study about the only particular period of time, not for a long time. It changes with the different time periods. So that is why production function is not considered as the economical activity, economical in nature, because it will be applied as per the requirement, as per the needs. Now, it was a part of production function. Now let's discuss about what is the meaning of short run and long run. 99% this question will be asked in the examination. Distinguish between short run and long run. Either only short run for the short notes only, right? So keep in mind the functional relationship between change in output due to change in inputs. See, the functional relationship between change in output due to changes in input. It's studied in two phases, that is called as short and long run periods. Right? Now, what are the things will be changed in the short run phase, as well as what are the things will be changed in the long run phase? Now, short run refers to a period in which output can be changed by changing only variable factors. See, simple tricks. When any question will be asked in the examination, just keep in mind only variable factors. Basically, short run, it refers in period in which output can be changed by changing only variable factors. So whenever variable factors is changing, then you can think only short run is there. In the short run, fixed inputs like plant, machinery, building, etc. These are the fixed. What is the meaning of fixed? What is the meaning of fixed
Well, constant.
from the point of view like commerce?
Um, like in what
Which
regards?
we cannot move from one place to another place.
Fixed.
That is called as fixed. Right? Fixed expenses will be remain same. Only variable things will be changed. Right? Let's see. It cannot be changed. Fixed inputs like plant, machinery, building, etc. cannot be changed. Now, production can be raised by increasing variable factors only, but till the extent of capacity of fixed factors. Again, it will be depend upon what what is the having of capacity of your fixed factors. According to that, you can change, you can increase your variable factors also. Suppose your fixed factor is having only 100, and if you are expecting 200 output from the fixed from the 100 100 fixed factors only, not possible. It means what? You have particular at the limited capacity, and if you are thinking beyond that, it's not possible. It's not possible to happen in this case. For example, if a producer wants to increase output in a short run, then this objective can be achieved by using more raw material and increasing the number of workers. These are the variable factors. These are the variable factors. If you want to increase your productions, if you want to increase your sales, so what is the required? First of all, you need to increase your raw material source. And second thing, after the increasing of raw material, then you need to increase your manpower also. That is called the workers. Now, in existing fixed factory, factory building, plants and equipment, whatever you are having resources, that fixed resources, with the using of that fixed resources, you can utilize, you can increase your capacity and production. But one cannot immediately expand factory building, install additional plant and equipment. But it's a very, very difficult to expand your factory building, to expand your plant and equipment. It's not possible because these are the fixed factors. If you want to increase your production, if you want to increase your sales, whatever you are having fixed factors, with the help of that fixed factors, you can increase your production with the help of increasing of raw material and increasing of workers. Got it? Now, in short run, some factors are fixed and some are variables. There are two types of expenses. See, there are two types of expenses. That is called as factors. Number one, short run factors at the expenses, and second is long run expenses at the factors. But in both cases, both factors will be considered. Both factors, both things will be considered. Let's see how. See, variable and fixed factors cannot be changed during such a short span of time. Objective question. You know, some fixed and some variables factors cannot be changed during that there are such time there just time short span time. Your answer will be that one. Now let's see what is the meaning of long run. Long run refers to a period in which output can be changed by changing all factor of production. I repeated that statement twice time because of the reason changing all factor of production. In this case, only variable factors were changing. In this case, only in this case, changing of all factors, not only single factors. All factor it means what? Short run as well as the long run. Long run it means what? Fixed. Both are changing. Long run is a period that is long enough for the time firm to adjust all its inputs according to the changing conditions. They have to adjust according to the conditions, according to their inputs, right? In long run, firm can change its factory size. Long run, when you talk about the long run phase at a factor, in this case, company can expand their plant size or a factory size. But in short run factor, company cannot expand. Company cannot expand their building. Company cannot expand their plant and equipments. As well as in the long run, company can buy new technology, new techniques for the purpose of production as well as purchase of raw material. Now, some important points you need to jot down in the mind like that, the distinction between the short run and long run does not refer to the calendar period, and it is not based on a fixed time of span. It is not applicable for a calendar period. The second thing is that the period is rather a functional concept which depends upon the production condition. Both concept is applicable as per the production conditions only. Now, if you want to understand on the basic of distinguish basis, then you will get more clarifications. See, here is short run. Short run refers up to period when output can be changed by changing only variables factors. Only variable factors. But changing all factor of production. Changing of all production factors. Classifications. Factors are classified as variable and fixed. Factors are variable in the long run. When we talk about the short run, variable and fixed expenses and the factors will be considered. But when you talk about the long run, only all factors are variables in the long run. Now, price determinations. In short run, demand is more active, right? And in the long run, demand and supply both are active. Price determination and supply cannot be increased immediately with the increase in demand. But in this case, play equal role in a price determination as both can be increased. Right? So this is the difference between the short run factors and long run factors. I hope you understood up to this properly.
Yes.
Right? Now, we'll discuss about the variable factors and fixed factors. There are two types of factors which is important from the point of view production function. First of all, let's see variable factors. Variable factor refers to those factors which can be changed in the short run. Right? Example, raw materials, casual labor, power, fuel. These are the expenses. These are the important factors. These are the variable factors which will changing every day. Raw material price is changing every day according to the market situation, according to the market demand. Sometimes we are hiring temporary laborers, either casual laborers, either casual workers for the point of view for completion of particular task, particular project. So they are demanding their remunerations as per the requirement, as per the need, and power and fuel charges sometimes increasing, sometimes decreasing. It's a totally flexible. Yes, so these are the variable factors which is affecting on the production factor. Now, variable factors vary directly with the level of output. As output increases, requirement for variable factors also rises and vice versa. Output increases, requirement for variable factors rises and vice versa. It could be happen anything. If output decreases, the requirement of variable factors also decreases. Next, it must be noted that variable factors are not required in case of zero output objective questions. No, variable factors are not to be required in case of dash dash output. Zero, high, low, maximum, right? Then next factor is that fixed factor. Fixed factor refers to those factors which cannot be changed in the short run, right? It can be changed in the short run and it cannot be changed in short run. Both are short run. Keep in mind. Example, plant and machinery, building, land, etc. These factors cannot be changed at all. कभी भी change हो गया यहाँ पे factors की. Now, the quantity of fixed factors remains same in the short run, irrespective of level of output. Example, they do not change whether the level of output rises, falls, or becomes zero. Doesn't matter. Fixed statements fixed. They cannot be changed. Your production factor, if production is having zero level, if production is increasing, that will not be matter because of the reason this expenses is called as fixed expenses. So that is why it will be remain fixed. It will be remain constant. Got it? Now again, difference between variable factors and fixed factors. Variable factors, those factors which can be changed in short run and which cannot be changed in short run. Relation with output, they vary directly with output. The relationship with the having output is directly. They do not vary directly with the output. Examples of variable factors like that raw material, casual labor, power, fuel, etc. And examples of fixed factor is that plant, building, machinery, equipments, permanent staff, etc. So these are the examples of fixed factors. So now you can see here is having so many examples like that given in the case study. So we can solve it when you will get time, right? So whatever I explained in the earlier cases, in the earlier scenario, so it has given in the paragraph form. So we can explain and you can guess it, what are the variable factors and what are the fixed factors, right? So now again, we will discuss about the types of production function, right? Basically, there are two types of production functions. First one is short-run production functions, and second one is long-run production functions. Again, we are repeating that concept of the production, short-run and long-run. shortened production function refers to the situation when output is increased by changing only one input, while keeping other things are remain same. Only output is increasing because of the reason input is increasing. But in the other case, your other fixed expenses is remain constant. They are not changing. Right? So as they change in variable input only, the ratio between different input tend to change in different level of output. See, if your input is changing, obviously your output will be changed. Right? This relationship is explained by the law of variable proportions. Now, got it? This one is understood.
Yeah.
Now let's discuss about the long run. Long run production function refers to a situation when output is increased by increasing all the inputs. When your all inputs are increasing, then obviously your output will be increased. And then simultaneously in the same proportions also, everything. If your input is increasing, with the same manner, your output will be increasing in all cases. That is called as long run production functions. Now then, as all inputs are variable in the long run, the ratio between the different inputs tend to remain the same at different level of output. So different, ratio will be same. Whatever having ratio of output, your input ratio will be the remain same. It will not be changed. It could not be changed. Now then, this relationship is explained by the law of returns to scale, right? So this explanation is written in this manner only. Now let's see. Before we proceed the law of variable proportion, let us discuss, first discuss the various concept of the production. So this part will be discussed in the next lecture only. Right?
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed up to this. You can revise it.
Yeah.
Things. Is there any doubt up to this? You can ask me
No.
in the next section. Right?
Okay.
Okay, see you then. Bye.
Okay, thank you.